Samuel Hartwell had built his empire from nothing, and he prided himself on understanding systems better than anyone else. At 62, his tech company Wave Core Solutions managed financial networks for half the Fortune 500. He stood in his glass-walled office on the 47th floor, a man who believed he had seen everything. That belief shattered on a Tuesday morning when his security chief, Margaret, burst through his door, her face pale. "Mr. Hartwell, we have a breach, she said, her voice tight. "Someone's inside the main server, accessing protected files. Samuel felt his chest tighten. 20 years of building this company, and now someone was trying to tear it down. "Lock everything down, he ordered. "I want to know who this is. The IT team traced the breach to an IP address that made no sense. A residential building in the south side of the city, not some sophisticated hacker's lair. Samuel made a decision that surprised even himself. "I'm going there, he announced. His driver took him across town to a neighborhood Samuel rarely saw anymore, though he had grown up not far from here. The building was worn but dignified, like people who had worked hard all their lives. He climbed 3 flights of stairs, his knee aching, and knocked on apartment 3C. The woman who opened the door was in her early 40s, wearing a cleaning service uniform. Her name tag read, Gloria. Her eyes widened when she recognized him. "Mr. Hartwell? Gloria's voice trembled. "Sir, I clean your offices on Wednesdays. I don't understand. Someone from this apartment hacked into my company's system, Samuel said, trying to keep his voice measured. "I need to know who. Gloria's hand went to her throat. "That's impossible. There's only me and my son, and Marcus is just 12 years old. He wouldn't. He couldn't. May I come in? The apartment was small but immaculate, filled with the smell of breakfast and books. On a desk by the window sat an older laptop, and beside it, a young boy was frozen, staring at them. Marcus was small for 12, with bright eyes that held more worry than any child should carry. He stood up slowly, his hands shaking. "Mom, I can explain, he whispered. Samuel walked over to the laptop. On the screen were lines of code he recognized. His code, the proprietary algorithms that ran Wavecore's core systems. But something was different. The code had been modified, restructured in ways that made Samuel's breath catch. "What did you do? Samuel asked, his voice softer than he intended. Marcus looked at his mother, then back at Samuel. "I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to break in. I was just. I found a pattern. In the data requests. They didn't make sense, so I followed them, and then I saw the loop. "What loop? The boy's fingers moved across the keyboard, pulling up displays that made Samuel lean closer. "Here, Marcus said, pointing. "Every transaction over $10 million gets checked 7 times, but there's a feedback error in the 6th verification. It creates phantom processing requests that slow everything down. I thought if I just adjusted the queue management, it might help. Samuel stared at the screen. The phantom processing issue had cost his company millions in delayed transactions. His entire team had been searching for the cause for 8 months. And this child had found it. "How long have you been doing this? Samuel asked. "3 weeks, Marcus admitted. "I'm really sorry. I know I shouldn't have, but I saw Mom crying over the bills, and I thought if I could learn more about systems, maybe I could help somehow. I used the library's internet to study, but it was too slow, so I He stopped, looking terrified. Gloria moved to her son's side, her hand on his shoulder. "Marcus, you hacked into Mr. Hartwell's company? Do you understand how serious this is? "I know, Mom. I'm sorry. Samuel pulled up a chair. His mind was racing, but not with anger. With something else, something he hadn't felt in years. Wonder. "Show me what you did, he said quietly. For the next hour, Marcus walked him through the modifications he had made. The boy's understanding was intuitive, brilliant. He saw patterns that Samuel's team of PhD engineers had missed. He had taught himself programming from library books and free online courses, studying late into the night after finishing his homework. "Why didn't you just tell someone? Samuel asked period. Marcus looked down period. Who would listen to me question mark I'm just a kid period nobody takes me seriously comma not even my teachers period they say I should focus on normal 12-year-old things period. Samuel felt something crack open in his chest period he remembered being young comma brilliant comma and ignored period remembered the hunger to prove himself comma to show the world what he could see that others couldn't period. Mr. Hartwell comma. Gloria said comma her voice steady despite her fear comma. I take full responsibility period I will pay for any damages comma I will dash. Stop comma. Samuel raised his hand period. You don't understand period your son didn't break anything period he fixed it period. He turned to Marcus period. That processing loop you identified question mark my team has been searching for that bug for 8 months period it's been costing us roughly $2 billion a year in delayed transactions comma lost opportunities comma and system inefficiencies period. The room went silent period. 2 billion question mark. Gloria whispered period. Samuel nodded period. I need to verify his solution comma of course period but if this works the way I think it does comma your son may have just saved my company period. Over the next week comma Samuel's team tested Marcus's fix period they were skeptical at first dash some even offended that a child had found what they couldn't period but the numbers didn't lie period transaction processing speeds increased by 40-7% period system crashes dropped to nearly zero period the phantom requests disappeared period. Samuel called Gloria and asked her to bring Marcus to the office period. They arrived on a Saturday comma when the building was quiet period Marcus's eyes went wide as they rode the elevator up comma watching the city spread out below them period. In the conference room comma Samuel's senior team waited comma along with his lawyers period Marcus gripped his mother's hand period. Marcus comma. Samuel began comma. What you did was illegal period hacking into a private system comma even with good intentions comma breaks several laws period. The boy's face fell period Gloria pulled him closer period. However comma. Samuel continued comma. What you accomplished was remarkable period you saw a problem that stumped some of the best minds in the industry comma and you solved it period that kind of talent is rare period. He slid a folder across the table period. I've spoken with my board period we would like to offer you a scholarship dash full coverage for the best private school in the city comma followed by college comma with an internship program here at Wave Core period you'll work with our team comma learn from them comma and teach them what you know period. Gloria's hand went to her mouth period. And comma. Samuel added comma. We're establishing a finder's fee program period for identifying and fixing the processing loop comma we're offering a reward of $500,000 period. The room spun period Gloria grabbed the table for support period. I dash we can't dash that's too much dash. It's not enough comma. Samuel said firmly period. That bug was costing us billions period this is business comma not charity period your son earned this period. Marcus looked up at his mother comma then at Samuel period. Why are you doing this question mark. Samuel was quiet for a moment period. When I was about your age comma I figured out a better way to route telephone signals period I showed it to my teacher comma who showed it to his friend at the phone company period they used my idea and I never saw a penny period it taught me that the world doesn't always reward merit period but it also taught me that when you have the power to do the right thing comma you should period. He leaned forward period. You have a gift comma Marcus period a real one period but talent without opportunity is just frustration period I'm giving you the opportunity period what you do with it is up to you period. Months passed period Marcus thrived in his new school comma though he still came to Wave Core every Saturday to work with the engineering team period at first comma some of the older engineers resented him comma but his genuine curiosity and lack of arrogance won them over period he asked questions that made them think differently period he saw connections they had missed period. Gloria quit her cleaning job and went back to school herself comma studying business administration period Samuel had offered her a position in Wavecore's facilities management comma but she wanted to earn her place comma not just accept it period he respected that period. One evening comma as Samuel reviewed reports in his office comma Marcus knocked on his door period the boy was 13 now comma a bit taller comma more confident period. Mr. Hartwell question mark can I ask you something question mark. Of course period. Why do you still work so hard question mark you have all this money period you could retire period. Samuel smiled period. Come here comma. He said comma leading Marcus to the window period the city glowed below them comma millions of lights comma millions of lives period. Every system we build, every problem we solve, it affects real people, Samuel said, period. That financial network you fixed, ? It processes payments for hospitals, schools, small businesses, period. When it's slow, people suffer, period. When it works, lives improve, period. That's why I do this, period. Not for the money, . That's just how we keep score, period. I do it because it matters, period. Marcus nodded slowly, period. Is that why you helped us, ? Because it mattered, ? I helped you because you deserved help, Samuel said, period. And because someone should have helped me when I was your age, period. We don't get to fix the past, Marcus, but we can fix the future, period. 2 years later, Wave Corps launched a new program, the Marcus Initiative, a scholarship and mentorship system for talented young people from underserved communities, period. Samuel funded it personally, period. Dozens of kids got chances they would never have had, period. Gloria graduated with her degree and became Wave Corps' Director of Community Outreach, running the Marcus Initiative, period. She and Samuel became friends, united by their determination to create opportunities for others, period. On the 5th anniversary of that first meeting, Samuel gathered his team for an announcement, period. Marcus, now 17 and already taking college courses, sat in the front row beside his mother, period. 5 years ago, Samuel began, I learned an important lesson, period. I learned that genius doesn't care about age or circumstance, period. It shows up where it wants, and it's our job to recognize it and nurture it, period. I also learned that the greatest return on investment isn't measured in dollars, it's measured in lives changed, potential unlocked, and futures brightened, period. He looked at Marcus, period. This young man taught me that, period. He reminded me why I started this company, period. Not to accumulate wealth, but to solve problems that matter, period. And now, as I prepare to step back from day-to-day operations, I'm pleased to announce that our new Chief Innovation Officer will be someone who embodies that spirit of curiosity, integrity, and excellence, period. He paused, smiling, period. Someone who will take this company into the future while staying true to its values, period. Dr. Jennifer Chen, come on up, period. As the applause filled the room, Samuel caught Marcus's eye and winked, period. The boy laughed, period. He knew Samuel's real legacy wasn't the company or the billions, it was the hundreds of young people who now had chances they wouldn't have had, who would go on to change the world in ways no one could predict, period. After the ceremony, as people mingled, Gloria approached Samuel, period. Thank you, she said simply, period, for seeing him, period, for seeing us, period. Thank you, Samuel replied, for raising a remarkable young man, period, and for reminding me what really matters, period. Marcus joined them, holding a tablet, period. Mr. Hartwell, I've been working on something, period, a new algorithm for predictive maintenance in cloud systems, period. Want to see, ? Samuel looked at this brilliant young man, then at his mother, then back at the city beyond the windows, period. All those lives, all those possibilities, period. Absolutely, he said, period. Show me everything, period. And as Marcus began to explain his new idea, his eyes bright with excitement, Samuel felt something he hadn't felt in decades, period. Not pride in what he had built, but hope for what others would build after him, period. That was the real reward, period. Not fixing a $2 billion bug, but discovering that sometimes the greatest systems we can create aren't made of code or circuits, they're made of opportunity, recognition, and the simple act of helping someone else reach their potential, period. That was a system worth building, period. That was a legacy worth leaving, period. Pause. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories about human connection, second chances, and the moments that change our lives, period. Leave a comment below and tell us about a time when someone believed in you, or when you believed in someone else, period. Your story might inspire our next tale, period. Thank you for listening, period.